I was still gonna be nicer tonight. I'm not gonna be nice anymore. Was Lennox okay? I believe so. I believe so. Which one of you talked to her last? Because you both have talked to her, kinda.
I have.
Okay.
Actually, the latest person to talk to her is probably Kumo.
Basically, we were gonna have a special guest tonight. I made a special little background for them. They are here. And the reason why Lennox isn't here is because they were going to talk about a group they were previously in. And that I am not going to be schizo and say that it was a coordinated attack, because I don't know. But from the looks of it, somebody or a group of people came together and harassed them to the point where they did not feel comfortable coming on anymore. So that's awesome. Originally, we were going to have our guests come on and talk about things that they had seen, but because they are not here, we are only going to show what has been made public on Twitter, what people have said, and we'll make some speculation of our own based off of what we see on what's in the public. And after that, it's up for you guys to decide who is at fault and stuff.
There's some stuff we can kind of bring up that's just we've heard from other sources that technically isn't public, but without like giving too many specifics.
Right, right.
Like I would like to point out that our first stream which was the one with Marina, was characterized very differently by Marina than what actually happened. And we have had several people from VTRainbow confirm that Marina had basically framed our first stream to them as like slander, and we were just bad faith and out to get them and just wouldn't let them speak or anything, and that we had hounded to get them on the stream,
which is
completely
surprising.
changed the context. When she specifically asked to join the stream, we had never asked her. She approached, I believe, Lumi specifically to ask to come on. And we were very friendly to her. In fact, some of you guys ribbed both me and Oka for being a lot more gentle than other people would be.
Yes.
But it was kind of portrayed as if we like really dug in on her and just would not let up. Yeah, so that was fun. And it was interesting to learn that that's how she painted that. Which also makes sense that she was heavily recommending to the ex-VTRainbow members that they should not come on our podcast because we were a bad podcast.
We were a bad podcast.
Meanwhile, would you like to tell the group what Marina sent you, Oka?
Okay, so first off, they deleted it. I would have to scroll up to find... Hold on. Let me get my phone out.
Read it word for word.
Right here. So she said, the short answer is we don't want anybody to be involved in any discussions. Multiple members have already been experiencing pain and harassment. We had expressed our respect and well wishes to all the members that have departed from the group and want no part in the negativity. I kindly ask that you not continue to use this situation for any sort of content, as it is a matter of individuals being upset and not a public of welfare or involvement. Which I don't feel like you really get the choice to say that after everything that everybody else has said. I don't think this is just a bunch of hurt feelings, especially after talking to Lennox, which, thank you for correcting me, they do go by they, it, and I've talked to a few of them here. I talked to Deval, and Deval was just like, just refer to my public statement and please just listen to people because people are hurting, and it's insane that like this is what's going on.
Something that Marina said in her message to Oka was that people were being harassed over this. According to other people I talked to, none of the ex-members were getting harassment. None of the current members were getting harassment. It's possible Marina was. I'm not going to say she was or wasn't. But she also likes to sympathy fish. I feel like she would have actually shared something publicly if she was. Yeah. And not just said it privately to Oka.
I'm gonna be honest with you. And this is I'm not going to push Lennox, even though I would really like to see it. Lennox said that they were receiving a lot of stuff and messages. I want to see that because I want Lennox to shame the people that, because I don't condone harassment. I think that is petty. I think that is dumb. I don't think this is harassment because we're just talking about what we're seeing and giving our opinions, and you don't have to watch it. Very big difference between actively shoving it in your face and telling you to eat it. But I want Lennox to show who's been harassing because I believe her, but I also would like to see it. But when there's this thing that I'm very tired of people saying when they're like, oh, I've been harassed, I've been sent death threats, people are getting this and this, and then they never share it. They just say that they have it. If you have it, prove it, and I will sympathize better.
So I guess everybody should kind of know the base level context. You can probably see it above me in the corner there. I don't know if Oga's got it anywhere. But VTRainbow we talked about the other week, put out like a statement.
There we
go. It was like a Blizzard statement because nobody had said anything yet.
Yes.
So everybody knew, like, it's weird, right? When nobody said anything bad about you, but you still put out a statement talking about how good you are and your commitment to being good people.
Yeah.
Typically, that means somebody's about to say something showing you're a bad person. I don't know whose statement dropped first, but in a very short time, a statement was dropped from Linux, Kumo, and Duval. And all three of them kind of ran about the similar gambit of VTRainbow was a shit show, everybody was treated poorly, Marina really doesn't care about anything VTRainbow supposedly stood for. She was just kind of there to prop herself up and sort of use it to make money and kind of grow her own brand as the VTRainbow person.
Really quickly, if we could just, like, so let's talk a little bit about the group itself. Like, the group, from my understanding, the group is just POC individuals, or just people.
POC. LGBT.
It's just an LGBT focus, or what?
It should have been LGBT focus.
Okay, so it's an
So we're like, well, we're also very kind to our disabled people, which was not true. It was also clarified by other people that specifically Marina's stance of being like pro-trans and pro-pronouns, which if anybody watched her first stream, she said that not using someone's preferred pronouns did qualify as harassment and hate. As it turns out, she was very bad about using people's proper pronouns and typically didn't care, and just would use whatever she felt like for them. So it's not even a position she seems to hold truthfully, it's just something she holds for herself.
It is also worth noting that the original account for VTRainbow is privated right now. So this is a screenshot of the announcement.
The Twitch VTRainbow account has currently been disabled.
That's crazy.
Like, their Twitch group or whatever you want to call it. I don't know what they're called on Twitch. Their Discord is currently in lockdown, unless they've opened it up in the last day, but they locked it down about a day ago. And according to Marina, the group itself is on hiatus. It kind of tells you all you need to know about how Marina sees this group. She thinks she can put the whole group on hiatus.
I think it's important to, because I feel like this is something that people got confused over. This isn't like this doesn't sound like an official corporate group, even though it was tried to be run like an official corporate group. It's just a group of quote unquote buddies getting together and streaming together. That's kind of and people can correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks like it's a bunch of buddies getting together and there's a corporate aspect to it to make money off of it. Am I correct or incorrect on that?
That's what it feels like, but there's no proof because there was no contracts, so there was no transparency.
Right. That is correct because there was no, you mentioned that you were told there were no contracts. That's awesome.
As I've been able to confirm with multiple members of VTRainbow, there was no contract for the group. You were just a part of it, and it was supposed to be portrayed as like a fun friend group. The problem is the VTRainbow quote-unquote management was actually getting sponsorships for the talent. So you can't really do like we're just a nice friend group when money is being exchanged. You have to have like a contract, you have to have some level of transparency.
Kumo said that VTRainbow is non-profit.
Non-profit.
Andreas said VTRainbow is a Twitch team to be specific.
Okay. Kumo also added on, any sales were said to go back to expensive, which TBH, there were no sales where I was there. That's interesting.
Like FaZe Clan? Yeah, like FaZe Clan.
I mean, FaZe Clan has a lot more to it, because I knew somebody that was going to go into it and then decided not to. And she had a very long process to actually, get into it. This is more, from my perspective looking in, this seems like we're trying to have a corporate feel to us. However, there's nothing really official about it. We just have somebody that's really high up that knows how to get things going and stuff. I don't know.
VTRainbow has been a passion project for us over the past year and a half. We have taken the time to experiment with direction and priorities for the group, and we always had the intention of allowing us to be a fluid and evolving team. Since May 2022, we've had the pleasure of working with many talented creators. We've seen the introduction of new members as well as the departure of some of our talent. Each creator who has been a part of our journey has left an inedible... What the fuck word is that?
Indelible?
I don't know words. I'm just gonna say incredible. I don't care.
It's indelible.
Indelible.
Indelible mark. I have never heard that word.
Nobody uses that word. It's not like a popular word.
What does that mean?
I've been seeing people say that this is a chat GPT thing.
That's...
Very likely. Indelible is one of those words used when you sound smart. It's basically like a permanent mark. That's literally what it means, like permanent mark.
I see.
I feel stupider that I had to look this up because I did not know that was a word.
Yeah, it's a word. It just, people don't really use it.
Indelible, unerasable. I see. Thank you, Murray, for being my dictionary. And we celebrate their ongoing ventures as extensions of our collective mission. VTRainbow continues to be committed to our core mission, empowering the LGBTQ+ community and engaging in our audience through a wide variety of content spread across platforms like YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. The future is full of promise as we have many plans with both online and in-person events in the future. We are excited to reveal what's next and are fully committed to amplifying conversations that matter to the LGBTQ+ community and the passions of our members. Thank you for continuing to support us on our journey.
There you go. It's a whole lot of nothing. I'm gonna be honest with you. I all I can tell is you're saying, hey, we've had a good time here, and we're gonna continue having a good time here.
Well, see, that's the thing, and that's what kind of made it suspicious, is the group, or the message is not supposed to admit to any wrongdoing, because then that would tell you there was wrongdoing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's worded very clever in that way, or because they avoided that, but it was still meant to like preemptively combat any accusations.
Right.
To be like, no, see, look, we just put out our message. We're good people.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I learned this from some other business people. When something bad happens, don't say anything. Because even this...
And it doesn't exist.
Yeah, and I feel like they're kind of doing that now. But just doing this, and then privating your account, and telling people not to talk about it, is the worst thing you could do. Like, the best thing you could do is let people get their shit out, make them feel important, and then when it dies down, you can continue what you're doing. Because that's what every company who has controversy does. So, after this was posted, some people threw some stuff out for people to read. I have a couple of different ones pulled up here. Lennox posted one, Kumo posted one, Val posted one, and if you'd like, we can go ahead and read through some of those and talk about what they posted. So at first, they were kind of, I call it vague posting. They probably weren't vague posting, but they basically said that somebody was, I'll just read it verbatim. When the group led by someone who stalked me, sent spies, and sexually and emotionally abused my friends are revealed to be a bunch of effing grifters, I feel bad for the victims, but I feel that spiteful pleasure knowing more people are seeing awful people for who they are. So, they started off by saying that, and then they came out and said, oh, this is about VTRainbow, and then they basically gave us a thread to read. So my bad experiences with VTRainbow are mostly with Marina. We initially got in a fight over her support and friends with Nux, a known bigot. After they blocked me, I kinda just left it till. My next known interaction was when I later learned about VTRainbow's founding. At the time that a group that appears overwhelmingly white can't call themselves a truly diverse group because, like they put the twice in there. The experience of a POC LGBTQIA+ member is always going to be different from a white member, and both perspectives are needed. I was vague tweeting about this at the time because I wanted the lesson to be out there. I then learned that she had subtweeted me about the fact that she wasn't white and was, in fact, a POC, and to which I'm sorry, like, that is a genuine fuck-up of mine, and I have no intention of defending that. This is when I learned they were sending their friends or spies, as they called them, into my DMs as fake, concerned, and worried people who just wanted to stay safe, etc., etc. It was also when I learned Marina and her friend have an entire Discord channel dedicated to bullying and making fun of people, particularly neurodivergent people. Whether that was intentional or coincidental, I cannot say for sure. A former member of their friend group, who won't be named, sent me this before they cut ties, taken from her VTX Discord. And the members people are basically saying, you need a spy, and then Marina says, I need a spy. And this person's saying, I am the spy, which is pretty crazy, just on the outset here. Anyway, I was one of those targets, and despite being blocked, she would frequently be talking about either stuff I said or mocking me with her friends, which, like stalking in high school bully shit. I've talked to her other victims in the past, and they have similar stories that are their own to tell. Her common tactic is, frankly, intimidation. Past victims are pressured by her size as a creator into silence, knowing how happily she used what she could to ruin someone's time as a creator. There are other, frankly, more abusive and horrible stories that I have heard since then from other victims, but those are not my stories to tell. If they decide to speak up, I will be sure to amplify those voices. But for now, that's all I have to say on this. Thank you for reading. Other victims out there, I'll have to listen to you. Well, there you go. So this is what a non-member had to say. I don't know all of their relationship with the group. I don't know if Kumo knows a little bit about that, but it sounds like she was at the very least adjacent to the group, and there were some issues, and those issues led to people getting hurt feelings and being upset with each other. And again, I don't want to just come out and say that, like, Marina is the reason why Lennox decided not to come on. But it would not surprise me if she had something to do with it. At this point, after reading, oh, they sent spies after me, and Marina personally said, I need someone to spy after somebody, this does not surprise me if that is what happened. It's kind of crazy.
I suppose, like, overall, this is probably more about Marina, because Marina is VTRainbow.
Very true.
So it's an extension of herself.
I think, because we all talked about this, and I think we've all come to the conclusion that VTRainbow was never a group. VTRainbow was Marina's way to prop herself up, that was disguised as a group. I've been trying to word this in a way that conveys my thoughts sincerely and evenly toned, rather than be vague. This will probably be the last time I refer to this. My ventures, my achievements, and success is not part of that group. I left the group because my content was determined to be against their, quote, brand content that I get sponsorships for, that I rely on. I was asked if I would drop that content or leave the group. I left on the spot. Didn't feel empowered, I felt shamed. I'm grateful to have met new friends, like the other members. I was so happy to meet LGBTQ+ members of Offkai through the group's booth. And I worked my butt off at that convention to the point of getting sick and fainting because I believed in it. There were so many that this was a light for, but I want no part in that future. I don't intend to spread poison in their waters. Most of us ex-members have kept quiet because we don't want to stir trouble, but I really don't like being a stepping stone to be tossed aside after my usefulness is over. I hope the group realizes their vision of raising LGBTQ voices upwards in the streaming industry truly. Peace and hope, girl.
There you go. There you go. Kumo, there's a lot more about Kumo that we could discuss because both Mizu, I believe you had a brief interaction with them, correct?
Oh, yeah, I was talking to Kumo on Twitter.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about kind of what was discussed?
Yeah, I can. I believe Kumo said it was okay. Basically, because we didn't have like a whole bunch of confirmation of some of the stuff Lynn told us. I wanted to get more confirmation from Kumo. So I basically asked, we were told a story of how Kumo was removed. So Kumo was brought into a call with multiple other members and basically repeatedly shamed by Marina and told that they needed to change their content style or they needed to leave, and that Marina wanted to do a vote to get rid of Kumo. Well, turns out nobody in the group actually cared, and Kumo was basically just like, oh yeah, no, we all like her, we're not getting rid of her. Which made Marina and Marina's significant other very, very mad, because something we didn't know from that story that we were able to get from Kumo later was that Marina had been going around for days, possibly weeks, to the members, trying to turn them against Kumo, because Marina had learned that Kumo liked Lolly Dojinshi on Fansly, which, for those of you who don't know, Marina really hates Lolly anything. It's one of the reasons she hates Taiga so much. So this call started going the opposite way for Marina. Eventually, Kumo basically just said, look, I'll just leave because it's too much trouble. She's causing the other members too much trouble and harassing them. It's probably better I leave just to make Marina shut up. It also clarified that Marina had not given any, content rules from the group. So this was something she just kind of made up on the spot and then claimed Kumo was violating, their code of ethics or whatever. That they didn't have because it was not a professional group and there was not even any contracts.
Should have turned around and have them vote to remove Marina. Well, I don't think you can really do. It's that's not really easy to do because she founded the group, and you would need somebody else as a partner to remake the group, which I guess.
I mean, if they can kick out Papa John from Papa John's.
Mm-hmm. Also, one thing that came up is Marina tried to claim that this was something new that she had found out. But according to Kumo, Marina had been warned ahead of time during her interview of this because they knew it was a contentious subject. So Marina either just didn't care or did care and decided they were going to wring Kumo dry for whatever they could get out of them and then toss them away. So she's got to choose one or the other. Either she was fine with all this stuff when Kumo joined, or the entire thing was a sham.
That's...
Really no other option because she was told ahead of time.
Okay. Using someone until they're not useful anymore. This sounds very familiar to a certain man-hater that we know.
Oh, maybe they should join VTRainbow next. They seem like a perfect fit.
Here, to make sure I don't miss anything, I will just read her full message because she wanted me to mention it.
Okay.
She did try to force the group to get me to change my content. She didn't actually organize the vote out meeting. Kumo had called for it because of all the harassment going to the other people. The week previous, she had cornered another member of the group about their content and threatened their membership if they didn't change the content they were making. The member came to Kumo in tears, and Kumo decided she needed to stick up to Marina because there were no content rules for the group and she needed to stick to that. And she said if anyone was making something against her wishes for the group, it should have been brought up to the group as a whole, because she got the feeling that Marina was using other people's names to back up her opinion and try and use as intimidation. I get you, Kumo, that there is a slight chance that she wasn't listening. However, if she wasn't listening, then she's just bad in general. If you're doing an interview with somebody and you tune them out halfway through, you're just a dickhead.
I really don't see how there is any way that this is I just was oblivious to this entire thing. Okay.
It's really hard when it's all over Kumo's account. Kumo was very open and public about it. Other people told Marina about it. And it came up in the interview. It's something how do you not know at that point?
It goes either two ways, and this does not look good for Marina in any way. Either you knew and you just stayed quiet about it until it was good for you to get rid of Kumo, which is a bullshit move, or you didn't know, you were oblivious, and you are the shittiest manager of a group that you have tried to create for you and people around you. Either way, it's still shitty. I don't think you can spin this in a way that doesn't make it sound like you're a shitty human being for that. All right, I'm sorry.
The other one I asked was can you confirm if you guys got an official contract? Kumo was the second person to tell me that no one had received a contract. So for sure, at least 2 people that were major parts of the group did not get it. So if somebody else comes up with the contract, at absolute best, they were an exception, not the rule. Or it's made up to make it look like Marina was doing something good.
Maybe.
Also asked, because we had heard multiple stories about Marina and their partner working together to be very like gaslighty to people and to try and like team up on people to convince them like, well, my partner agrees that you never said that, so clearly you never said that. And like trying to get people to doubt themselves. And they responded, yes, they seem scared to gaslight me though, beyond one time, because I usually caught them doing it to others and would call them out. They seem to act like that towards people who have low confidence or lower numbers. I had to stand up for other members multiple times in group calls. I can probably attest to that just from how Marina acts between me and Oka, because Marina will still actively try and gaslight Oka, but she will completely shut me down anytime I say anything and just pretend like I don't exist.
Yeah, in the previous message I read, she's like, please do not talk to Mizu about this, because Mizu is a very bad faith character. And it's just like, I understand that Mizu just wants to win, but like, this is not the way, like telling a co-host about, because like the reason why she messaged me in the first place is I said, hey, we're going to talk about this. I would like your side of the story so that you can also be because I think they're representing both sides. This is back when I wanted to be fair. And I said, I would like to represent you fairly. This is your chance to tell me your experience. Maybe we can work something out. And she's like, nope, don't want to talk about it. And please don't talk about it. And don't have Mizu talk about it. Don't tell Mizu. And it's just like, you realize it's like, listen, that's not gonna happen. All right. This might work on people that haven't been on the internet and haven't seen bullshit. I have seen bullshit. That's not how this works. All right.
I also think it's important to mention that I guess Oka, you skim over this because you're a lot more of a logical person, but I really picked up on this because I've always kind of paid attention to how people try and like emotionally manipulate people. But in the message she sent to Oka about it, there was a lot of, Oka, we're friends, we're good friends, I'm your friend, so you should do this as my friend. And it's something she says to a lot of people, it seems, like this idea that you're close friends if you've never spoken with her.
All right, chat. Let me tell you the extent of my friendship with Marina, and I want you to tell me if you think that that's what a good friendship is. All right. We had the podcast. Then I messaged her, and she followed me. I guess after I was fair to her on stream. We talked a few times. We talked about playing Fortnite once. That did not happen, probably because of both of us having scheduling conflicts. But we didn't really talk a whole lot, and that's fine because I have 2 full-time jobs, and she has her life, and that's fine. I don't consider somebody a friend just because I have hit the friend option on Discord. A friend to me, like an actual friend, is either somebody I meet in real life or somebody that I can confide personal details that I can trust won't reveal them. Like Mizu and Lumi. Marina had not made it to that point. At most, she was just another VTuber that I talked to, that I was friendly to, and I was sympathetic towards because I wanted to learn more about them before making an informed opinion. I made an informed opinion. I don't like how they act. And again, it's either intentional, which is really sucky, or they just don't know what they're doing, and that makes it all the more sad for me. Either way, it's gaslighting. Intentional or unintentional, and I don't like it. And I think the thing that was sad is, like, even after the stream, I know, like, with how she was acting, it's just like, hang on a moment, why are you acting this specific way towards me? And I realized she was trying to tear me away from Mizu, and I honestly don't know why. I don't know what I have that she wanted, but she was trying to get me to not really trust Mizu. And I'm gonna be honest, for like a few minutes, I was like, maybe Mizu was a little. And Mizu, you could probably remember, me and Lumi a little bit. We're just like, hey, were we a little hard? And you were like, I don't care. I'm just gonna continue doing this because I don't like them. And if you guys don't like it, that's fine. And I'm like, oh, I mean, I'm not telling you to stop. I just felt like we were a little harsh. So, you know, and for a moment, I was like, maybe we were kind of harsh here. I don't know. Was this fair? And I was like, yeah, there's something wrong here. I don't know.
I don't like to toot my own horn, but I do like to point out that I do in fact refer to myself as an asshole, and I would say, chat, you can probably trust somebody who openly gets up and says, by the way, I'm kind of a dick, so if you don't like that, you might want to head on down the dusty trail. So fun fact, a lot of this actually goes back sort of towards our first stream. So ever since our first stream on Marina after the glitch thing, VTRainbow has kind of been in like a downward spiral with her. So Linux's posting about the group goes back to, what is it? Is it the 25th? So it was a couple days after our first stream.
This past week has destroyed my mental health. I have left VTRainbow. I will be the first to be open and say I've had long-term issues and concerns. It was not a healthy environment for me, and I do not wish to talk about it. Please respect this. I am sorry. Linux then said, I just want to focus on what I enjoy. It's no news to anyone. Since 2017, I've kept to myself. I wanted to branch out and try to make friends. It hasn't worked out, so I just want to deal with people as individuals and not do more than I am capable of. Thank you for understanding.
Yeah, so this was a couple days after our stream with Marina. So, yeah, so it's kind of weird, like, how long this has been going on. It's just, like, just now where it's all kind of blowing up and people are starting to really talk more in depth about what happened.
Listen, I'm gonna say this. After I was mistreated, it was radio silence. Harm was done to me with no effort to properly grow and apologize from it. I've been the most open since leaving that group. People would rather stay than take a second to think about the harm done. It's a grift. Been trying to move on from this, but the statement put out was a joke. I tried so many times to set things up. Did most of the work, was shut down whenever I tried to do things for the LGBT because the main interest is cons, sponsors, and public image. I was cast aside. Please be safe.
Okay.
Which is really kind of like everything we've heard, and kind of what I've gotten is Marina's like main goal is like, obviously all businesses should try and make money, but she tried to put the group forward as like this activism thing that was completely non-profit, and then it turned out like the sole goal was to make money.
Right.
Did absolutely nothing else.
I'm not a lawyer. I won't pretend to be. Isn't that illegal?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it's illegal to be an actual nonprofit and then just pocket the money.
Right.
But they weren't even a real business.
Right. No, yeah. I mean, like, I know nothing about nonprofits. I don't know anybody that has a nonprofit. But, like, from what I've understood by studying things, this is just confusing to me. I don't know. If somebody else is a lawyer in the chat, you are welcome to educate. But yeah, from what it sounds like, Lennox really tried to help out and make things work, and it sounds like they weren't appreciated too much for it. Where was the money going to? I don't know.
Probably traveling expenses.
Nobody knows where any of the money went because they weren't an actual business. So all of it's like in Marina's cute little bank account for herself.
Okay, so Kumo is saying it did not make money.
Another member had said that VTRainbow got them a sponsor stream, but they were never actually given a contract like from the sponsor. So that stream would have made money, and there's no like exact, because there was no contract from the sponsor, there's no like 100% on like what money was supposed to be given by the sponsor and what like VTRainbow's finder's fee was.
Okay, Kumo said that they got a free space due to a deal Marina made.
Okay.
See, that stuff sounds sus. Are you sure?
It was.
Are you sure she made a deal?
See, we can't really be sure. That's the thing. It's just like, we can...
That's gonna be my question. When you say VTRainbow didn't make money, Is it VTRainbow didn't make money, or Marina said VTRainbow didn't make money?
As the
If she said it didn't make money, I can already tell you from other people I've seen that's a lie. So, that means she would have just pocketed it.
who knows? Who knows? We can only assume here, and it's not harassment or slander to speculate, because we are not throwing actual statements out. This is yes, exactly. This is alleged thoughts here. All right.
Kumo said, I left July 31st. I've seen a lot of claims that we all left the same day, but there are many weeks between all members leaving.
I will say I don't think any of us have made the claim everybody left.
No. Aren't there a few members still in the group?
It was like an exodus, like very quickly.
We did.
But everybody, almost the whole group leaving over 2 or 3 months is very quickly.
Starting from the top, I really hope that my constant fight against ableism in the group, the hurt that was caused, is a mark that is actually left and learned from. All the work I did, I hope the group actually starts impacting LGBTQ folks, because I got tired of trying and being pushed back. Frowny face. I refuse to quote retweet because I am sick, mentally and physically. LOL. I know people will be mad to that I say in the future, take time to listen to the very people to claim to stand by, do better, improve, learn, adapt. Oh, and don't mistreat people. That shit is traumatizing. There you go. Oh. And, okay. One more thing. Don't claim to have learned a single thing from me or to have unlearned any ableism when your statement doesn't even have hecking alt text. I don't know what that means. Didn't listen to anything I said. It really shows.
When you make a tweet and you put a picture, you have an option to include something on the picture called alt text.
Okay.
And while at first this might not seem that useful, if you are using Twitter in a mode that is made for like blind people, when it comes across a picture, it will read the alt text.
Okay.
Like out loud, so the person can understand what they're supposed to be saying.
I see.
It's actually a really big accessibility thing for like blind people.
I see. So it's for disabled people.
Or like announcements and stuff.
I see. VTRainbow did nothing for me. My achievements are 110% my own. Well, there you go. There you go.
It's sad that you had to say that, but it's something that people sometimes have to say because they'll be like, you were just piggybacking off Marina's success.
Right.
Which I don't think, given how I've seen how Marina's viewers act, I don't think she'd ever be able to send her viewers anywhere that wasn't just harassing them. Hi Marina, just wanted to reach out and apologize for any possible misunderstanding or miscommunication between us. My heart is in it in regards to VTRainbow, and I want nothing more but the best. I get very invested and try my best to help out as much as possible, which can lead to me also having strong emotions. However, it's also paramount that I express my needs as not only someone with disabilities, but as a person. I apologize for added stress on your part. I feel my past attempts at trying to communicate mine and others' needs, alongside important questions, suggestions, and messages, has struggled to reach you, and so I hope in the future we could have a heartfelt discussion about things to clear stuff up and work towards a better future for the group. I care for you a lot. You've done a great with Offkai, thank you so much, and I hope we will all be able to help you better in the near future so that you can have less on your shoulders. I will try my best at this panel, but I'm quite apprehensive about it for reasons past discussed. I struggle a lot as an autistic person with lack of direction and clear instructions alongside unknown circumstances. It's never my intent to disrupt or cause added stress when I communicate this, but to allow others to help. Usually I just need reassurance or a quick 5-minute chat. Good luck with your panel, stay safe, and hope to chat soon. For those who are unaware, Offkai was an event that VTRainbow did with multiple of their talent. The problem is they didn't really tell their talent anything until it was very close to the time of the event, and they literally didn't provide the talent anything, like notes on what VTRainbow was up to, notes on future plans, like a kind of not like a script, but like some bullet points of important stuff they might want to talk about or stuff they might be asked about, which is typically very common. It's not to say that she was malicious in doing that, just that it's another example of the group just being very unprofessional and expecting the members to kind of pick up the slack.
Lumi, I noticed you fell asleep there.
No.
You alright? I figured. It's one of those things where, in my group right now, our manager has given us basically direction, and I kind of take that myself as an experienced person and do for myself and help Lumi, so that we both can flourish. It's really, when you want to go to a convention, like, I don't know how big Offkai is. I'm going to assume it's a decently sized convention. But when you're going to a convention, period, your goal is to impress people. To, like, why should I give a shit about VTRainbow? You know what I mean? So the fact that there was nothing prepared shows a huge lack of planning. And that's kind of sad, because again, if you really want people to care about you, you should at least do something. I don't know.
Hi, Marina. Don't want to add any extra stress, but I would be very keen to discuss with you briefly at some point about my thoughts in regard to your post. I've been very active, hardworking, and witnessed a lot. I feel I could have a lot to offer in terms of not just organization and communication, but in bringing the more quiet members together, finding ways to include them, and allowing them to contribute in their own ways. Let me know your thoughts when you get time. Thanks again for all your hard work. I hope you rest well from Offkai.
Awesome. Kumo does also bring up a good point. It's unprofessional, also not very helpful to those that have disabilities or anxiety. Yeah, I from personal experience can tell you that there is a lot of social anxiety that comes from speaking. I have a lot of experience with that, but it's not a skill that you can just pick up. And I have absolutely no idea how it would have worked. I assume that most people would be behind screens talking to people. But regardless...
Yeah. But you're still being, like, asked questions you have no way of answering.
Yeah, it's...
Like, so what's VTRainbow's plans for the future? I don't know. She didn't tell me.
I don't know.
We haven't talked about it.
What?
Do you have any new members coming? I don't know.
I don't know. Do you have anything? I don't know. Kumo brings up the point. The issue may be being unorganized a bit. The thing I think is important to discuss is Marina was getting mad at those with anxiety and special accessibility needs for just asking for a Q&Q question. Yeah, I again need to ask, does she even know what group she's at, Marina? Know what group she's a part of? Maybe I need to bring up this anecdote now, but when you make a group focused around a specific type of people that sometimes may have more complex issues that come around them, and when you're bringing in those people, if you're not being considerate towards those people, it's gonna fall apart. If I had seen this from a mile away, I'd be like, yeah, this is a shit show, and I'm leaving while I still can. I don't get it. I am baffled, and I do not get it, man.
So, somebody in the chat asked who got harassed, and I think it's time we move on to part 2 of this, which is something I have held in my back pocket for months now, but I did not feel I had, like, enough confidence in my own belief in it to actually say anything about it.
Oh boy.
So here, I will share the first part in the chat, because this is small, but it's important to know that this is not unrelated. This is a Discord message from a fella named Sylvie Spark, who is a VTuber around like 12k on Twitter. Wow. It's really small because it was taken on Discord PC, but he is actually one of the mods for VTRainbow's Discord. And this was him putting a message in the VTRainbow Discord about them locking down the Discord due to quote-unquote harassment. So this solely exists to show that yes, he is a mod in the VTRainbow Discord, and yes, he is somewhat important to our conversation. The second thing I'll give you, because it's honestly just probably easier this way than dumping a bunch of messages, is the Twitter thread I had made earlier today on it. I had put this Twitter out the other day, and I had had this belief for a while, but I didn't feel comfortable in saying it until I got confirmation from somebody in VTRainbow that I was most likely correct. But Sylvie Spark isn't just Sylvie Spark. He has an alternate account called the Fat Slovenian, which he has been using basically to harass people against Marina, sort of in the back scenes. The account also tends to harass anybody that is against Silvervale, which, if you know Marina and you know why Silvervale is controversial, it's kind of funny. But those are the only two people he will defend. They will defend Silvervale, and they will fervently defend Marina.
Man, he had a lot of people that I know of.
Yeah, so this guy is an editor for tons of people. It's not listed on the list, but it's likely he's probably done some work for Marina in the past. But he does edit for Marina's bestie, Johnny something. Can't remember his name. It's in his little bio list there. TFM Johnny, that one.
Johnny.
Who also fervently defends everything Marina does, no matter what it is. So, like, at the rip, this doesn't look like too much for this situation. But if we scroll down to the first one, Sylvie's been DMing. Sylvie, I can confirm today, has been DMing Linux and people Linux knows to tell Linux not to come on our stream tonight. And he is one of the people that has been spearheading the harassment our guest was facing tonight. And as you can see, Fat Slovenian is also harassing Linux tonight, and Sylvie has been going through and liking all of his tweets. This is something that he did when Fat Slovenian was attacking me as well, and he came to like fight with me in DMs while liking all of Fat Slovenian's tweets. And I know some people probably look at this and like you can see that they're just mindlessly attacking Linux with like the dumbest stuff in the world.
NPC behavior there.
So if we go down to next, like some people might not think it's much that he's liking all of these tweets, but I think this is a very important tweet that has since been deleted, I think, because I specifically called Sylvie Spark out in DMs when I accused him of being Fat Slovenian, of this being suspicious. Because he likes all of Fat Slovenian's tweets, but Fat Slovenian has done a fake dox on him and called him a pedo. And I don't know about you guys, but if I had some random no-name account fake doxing me, I probably would never associate with that person.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably have them blocked.
Probably.
So it's very odd that this account that really hates him, quote unquote, really hates him and fake doxed him, hangs around him and he likes all of his tweets. It's really strange. This is also the first or second post this alt account had ever made directed at Sylvie Spark, who is, even though his Twitter is kind of sizable, if you actually look at his following, it's almost non-existent. He's an editor. He's not really like as much of a content creator as other people. So it was really bizarre that this alt account that simps for Silvervale just really hated him and had his docs laying around for no reason. His fake docs, I should clarify. I'm pretty sure this isn't even a real like location. The problem with this is Sylvie himself, like his main account, attacks people through DMs. And a lot of those people don't really want to share those DMs. I know Sylvie's done this to me before. He will guilt trip you if you release DMs. Because I have in the past released DMs where over DMs he tried to call me a pedophile.
What the fuck?
And I had released those DMs from him with his name redacted and tried to like just kind of make fun of it a little bit and poke fun at how dumb it was and how like overly mean it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I genuinely let this man gaslight me over the course of like 30 minutes into deleting them and feeling bad for him. I don't know why I did. I genuinely don't know why I felt bad for him.
These DMs.
I wish I will when if I get my Twitter back.
If you get your fucking main Twitter back, you need to fucking archive all the fucking.
Yeah. Tell Elon Musk that you love some country. I don't know. Tell him how much you love Tesla. Show him a photoshopped picture of a Tesla. Say that is your Tesla, and that you will buy 10 more Teslas if he unsuspends you. Okay.
But he basically had convinced me of that, and I deleted it. So I know he does this to people in DMs. I can 100% vouch for that, and I can tell you I've had people tell me today that he does that. So I'm not the only one he's done it to. I am 100% confident, chat, in saying that this is Sylvie Spark's alternate account. And that he runs it based on what Marina would like to happen. I will die on that hill.
You'll die on that hill.
I'm sure if we sat and compared how this dude fucking types, it probably would be a very easy guess.
Probably.
It's very close. Yeah, so this is something else I think we should bring up in chat, because apparently Marina does this too, even though I haven't seen it personally. I've had people testify to it. A lot of people in her circle try and use the, oh, I'm not good in social situations, I'm a little bit on the spectrum. That's why I sometimes say stuff that comes off as repugnant and evil. It's a shield that like a lot of them seem to use. This whole like, well, I'm neurodivergent, so it's okay if I say it too.
Okay. I'm gonna go off. I don't care. As somebody who has fucking spent over a decade, as soon as they were told that they like actually diagnosed with Asperger's, autism spectrum disorder, I don't care where you fit it. All right. I spent over a decade fighting to be a model citizen that can live on their own, have their own money, and not like have to use that excuse every single day. And guess what? I wear that with a fucking badge of honor. And if you can't interact with people online, if you have to tell them, oh, I don't know what I'm saying, so you can't get mad at me, you get the fuck off the internet, because you don't deserve to use the internet. He needs to get out of here, because if he doesn't know how to use the internet, he shouldn't be on it. I would also like to say right now, chat, I want to make this very clear, because some people are probably going to say that we showed people that if people go and harass these people, we do not condone that. All right? Do not harass anybody here. All right?
On their level.
All right? Do not, yeah, exactly. Do not be on their, oh, Lumi woke up. Do not be on their level. All right? Be above them. And the way to be above them is not to harass them. If they commit crimes, I would leave that to the authorities to figure out. All right? If you are worried about that, call the authorities, but don't do anything else, because
This chat says don't pull a Marina.
yeah, don't pull a Marina.
Just in case if anyone who has experienced stuff in VTRainbow is seeing this and you want to speak anonymously, you can message me, Akko, or Mizu on Twitter or Discord to share your experience. If it's like, even if you don't want us to cover it on a live stream, just so you can have your word out there to someone who will listen, you are free to do that.
Yeah, we can keep stuff anonymous. We can redact anything you feel like needs redacting. We can completely anonymously dump everything if you'd like us to.
Yeah.
Look, because one thing I heard today is like some people were concerned for us that we would get attacked. I can tell you for me specifically, and I'm fairly certain for my two co-hosts, we don't care.
No.
As I told Akko earlier, I will actively give people ammo against me just because I enjoy watching them miss.
What I've noticed is that the more that people attack someone, the more true it is.
Yeah, so honestly, if somebody wants to just come down and try to attack us, good luck, because I am an autistic person that lives in a southern state. I don't care. All right? Please do not be stupid. Really quickly, before we leave, I want to point out that the YouTube chat's doing pretty good. Wow. At one point, our YouTube had almost 30 live viewers watching it. So for our very first stream on YouTube, that's awesome. Thank you guys, everybody that came by today. I just want to say that you people are the reason why we're streaming. We want to make something entertaining for all of you. So thank you so much for being here. You're all awesome.
Bye, guys.
All right. Have a good one. We'll see you guys next week.